Hey everybody, this is Joe.
Hey, this is Caleb.
And we are going to continue our fan fiction epic of, what is it, Girls Night In?
Yeah.
By the author Kanzen. And you can read along with us at adult-fanfiction.org. You can go to FF7, go to threesomes/moresomes. We are on part 4, titled Where's Sid?
Yeah, and I don't know about you, but that's what I've been thinking the whole time.
And just to let you guys know, and I'm going to do this for the next, 3 of these, because this is a 7-part epic of erotic fanfiction. But I emailed Kanzen for a response about our podcast stuff, and he gave me one. So at the last of this, at part 7, which will be Swingin' Sexy Fanfiction 7, you're going to hear the response from Kanzen, straight from the man who made this fanfiction a few years ago. And I think that's going to be pretty exciting. So you want to get started?
Yeah.
Okay.
We probably ought to.
Let's get started.
Ooh, yeah, baby. I'm gonna need some swinging sexy fan fiction.
Show it all, baby.
Yeah.
Sid walked out of the hotel and sighed. Fucking kids, I can't believe I got motherfucking sexiled from my own goddamn room. What the shit?
He walked to the tombstone labeled station and dropped through the concealed hole. He was shot out a conjoined hole. Wow, I'm a fucking retard. He was shot out a conjoined hole and landed in the main station. He shook his head.
That's just fucking weird.
He looked around and thought to himself,
I gotta find some damn GP to do anything here. Maybe I can find someone to help me out, too.
He walked to the entrance and out into the open area next to the broken down tram.
Wasn't there a dude around here that sold GP?
He walked back to the park and back out to the outer entrance. He turned to the ticket person.
Hey, isn't there a dude that sells GP around here?
She looked to her left past the save point and scratched her head. Sometimes there is.
Fuck! I hate walking around looking for that shittin'. That's where it ends. It's just a swear word. I'm going to waste the whole night like this.
She laughed. Better than wasting your whole night like this. What?
Like this. Working.
Like this?
But I mean, there's no...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
He smirked and walked up to her. When he got within arm's range, he put a hand on her hip. We could waste it another way.
She shook her head. I'll get fired.
He looked around. Who the fuck is gonna see anything? The tram's broken, and even that fruity chocobo suit guy left for the night.
She looked down at the ground as she thought about his preposition. As she did, she put her hand on his crotch.
He put her hand on his crotch.
As she did, he put her hand on his crotch.
So much.
It's early. When she felt his erection, her eyes widened and her innocent look quickly changed to a sly smirk as she pointed to the old unused ticket booth. Let's go over there.
She led Sid to the desolate building and peeked in. All that was left in the room was a stool and a small table against the wall. That said plenty. She walked in and looked around. She walked to the stool as Sid walked in. He saw her lean over to move the stool and slid his hand up her dress, past her panties, man, and straight to her nether lips in one swift movement. The old nether lips. When she felt a sudden move, her body tensed up. Well, yeah, he could feel that she was a little wet already. He let his index and ring finger, part her lips as he ran his middle finger up and down the length of her exposed pussy. She closed her eyes and exhaled slowly as she held the stool with one hand and reached back with the other to fondle his clothed penis.
Sid single-handedly unzipped his pants and pulled his member out into her waiting hand. She stroked him for a few seconds before he slid his hand out from under her damp panties. He pulled them down her thighs a little and slid his cock between her panties and her exposed pussy. His head parted her lips, but slid along her slit without penetrating her. She moved her hands down to the stool, and rocked her hips into his. He reached around and pulled her shirt up over her breasts as he continued to grind his member on her entrance.
Was this the same chick that I was doing that, like, really cigarette-y, like, 40-year-old smoked a shitload when she was younger? Enjoy the show. That voice?
I don't know. It might be. I think it might be.
I think it is.
Her voice just suddenly changed. They got a new actress.
Yeah. Okay. She felt him grab her breasts and tensed up. Sid took this momentary gap in their rhythm and pulled out so his head lined up with her entrance. He was never in. Was he?
No. He pulled out. I guess he just pulled out from the being on, rubbing up against it, I guess.
Okay. He bent his knees and stood up as he pushed forward, entering her effortlessly. He felt her walls tighten around him as she cooed. He felt himself.
Fucking pigeon.
There's all sorts of
What's
pigeons.
with all the cooing?
I don't know.
The last chapter had like tons of cooing.
This
Like
guy-
everybody was like,
Yeah, this guy probably lives in Brooklyn, so it's like all he ever hears is the pigeons everywhere. He felt himself starting to come out of her and grabbed her hips. With his new grip, he was able to push deeper into her, not to mention faster. He ignored her occasional scream
Oh my
each
God.
time he shoved into her.
wait, what kind of scream? The type of scream, really.
Yeah, no kidding. Into her to the hilt and continued his menstruations.
There we go to the hilt thing again.
Yeah. His menstruations?
And continued his menstruations? What the fuck?
It's that time of the month for the guy, or what?
Continued his Hold on, I gotta look up menstruation, see if there's another way of... Maybe we're wrong here.
Determined to finish what he started. As he pumped into her and looked to the door, he shouted, "Hey, GP dude! I know you're fucking there. Get your fat ass in here."
What the... Hold on.
Would you find anything?
Nothing. The only thing on menstruation in Wikipedia is the periodic discharge of blood and musical... I don't know how to say it. Tissue from the inner lining of the uterus through the vagina.
So Sid has
yeah.
a vagina and he's currently menstruating.
He's not menstruating. He can't menstruate.
Yeah?
What the fuck?
I don't know. I don't know what he meant.
He shoved into her to the hilt and continued his menstruations. What word do you think he was actually looking for?
Abomination? I don't know.
Continued his abomination.
Yeah, his destruction of her vag. Well, it's funny because it's like he ignored the occasional scream. I wonder if she's screaming out for help from the GP guy who's over there like jacking it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, he is!
As soon as he finished, the short, overweight man came into the room.
Now stop choking, you chicken, and help me fuck this bitch.
She looked back and saw the second person in the tiny room. She shook her head and tried to get out of Sid's grip. That's him.
No way I'm a single guy, girl.
What?
That's him.
Never mind. I thought I said something else. No way! I'm a single guy girl. A single guy girl.
Yeah, she only wants one.
Yeah, I get that, but there's something weird about that. Okay.
Yeah, the wording. As she finished, the fat man walked to her and dropped his pants. Sid shoved into her as hard as he could, making her scream. When her mouth was open, the GP dude pushed his semi-hard penis into her mouth and grabbed her head.
Semi-hard penis?
Semi-hard.
I guess he can't get it up. He's just overweight.
She could tell from the smell that the man wasn't a clean man. In fact, she was fairly sure he'd came in his underwear watching them up to that point.
Sid matched the other man's rhythm, so they were both pushing it to her at the same time, literally sandwiching her between their dicks. Oh, God. Her squeaks and muffled moans quickly brought him to his climax. As soon as he'd started, he shoved himself into her as deep as he could and poured his load into her warm folds. Her eyes widened as she felt the seed deep in her pussy. He held her to him for a few seconds as he spurted the last of his cum into her and withdrew his softening cock.
He put it back in his pants and exhaled. That was fucking great. Say, dude, I need some GP.
The fat man panted. In my bag. You can have as much as you want.
Sid smiled and walked to the bag that had been discarded in the corner. Don't mind if I do. Anyway, have fun, you two.
He excused himself from the tight, hot booth and walked back into the gold saucer.
Well, since I can't go back to the room, I guess I'll check out this wonder place.
He wandered through the area to the arcade and yawned.
I'm beat. I need to find a place to sleep.
Sid walked into the back of the arcade and saw someone to his left still riding the snowboard. He walked around the fighting simulator and almost tripped over a guy leaning on the fighting simulator across from the Mog game. Before he could say anything, the guy pointed to the childish game he was sitting across from.
Hey, show me your skills. Fuck you, you fucking fruity bastard.
As he finished his string of vulgarity, the man's head dropped and he slowly walked out of the arcade. Sid wiped his hand and looked around.
Now that that's done.
Now that that's done.
Yeah.
Now that that's done. Okay. He walked to the submarine game and saw that it was broken. He climbed in and sat down on the bench-style seat enclosed in the plastic submarine-shaped frame. He laid across the seat with his feet running up the wall and dozed off.
Dosed off.
Dozed off.
Yeah. End part 4.
End of part 4. Okay, the author says, there wasn't too much in this part. I kind of think of Sid as being this kind of guy that would be a no foreplay. Get to the point and get over with it kind of guy. Please R&R. I have a few more chapters in mind. Please rest and relax. A few more chapters in mind, but I'm not going to start on the next part until I get 3 more comments. With hundreds of hits in the story, surely it's not too much to ask that a few people stop their fapping long enough to tell me if they liked it or not.
Oh.
Well, if they were fapping,
clearly it's good enough for
clearly they liked it.
masturbation.
I started a topic for reviews rather than the... Okay, this is where he's like, yeah. What'd you think of part 4, Caleb? It was a little mild, wasn't it?
Yeah, it would only suggested some rape with the screams and him ignoring them. But
I like the fat guy coming in at the end, though.
yeah,
I wish there was some more of that.
you should have made him more of like a nasally sounding guy. It's like, I got
Mouth
lots
breather?
of GP. Yeah,
Yeah.
a real mouth breather. He just like comes up behind him. Yeah, I think it was a lot more mild and a lot shorter too.
Yeah. No, last time was pretty short, too.
Was it?
Yeah.
Huh.
Last time was pretty short, but it was, like, really graphic.
So it took us a long time to get through because it was horrid.
Oh, my God. Well, this one, I actually had less problems with the writing on this one. I mean, besides menstruation.
Yeah, it's kind of a biggie.
Menstruation. Oh, man. If there's another wording, maybe, I don't know, maybe there's something I can't find. I don't think that's how you would use that.
Yeah,
ever.
I'm pretty sure you never would.
Pretty sure just menstruation is, the one thing that we know as menstruation.
Yeah. I feel like it's very exclusive in its meaning.
All right.
The word.
All right. Well, guys, we'll have part 5 up for you next week on Friday.
It's called
It's
Cleanup Time.
Cleanup time. We're pretty excited about the next one.
Yeah, time to break out the old OxyClean.
Oh my God. Once again, you can submit fan fiction to our contact page at ultimafinalfantasy.com. We already have one, so we have the first week of September taken up with the fan fiction. That's for sure. And other than that, we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, enjoy the fan fiction.
Actually, we'll see you guys tomorrow because we got a commentary coming out tomorrow. Yeah, whatever. See you guys. This has been another production of Ultima Final Fantasy, the Ultimate Final Fantasy Podcast. The show was produced by Joseph DeGollier and Caleb Schweiss, with music and editing by Joseph DeGollier, parodies and clips from their respective authors, of course. You can get all of our episodes as well as our Let's Plays at ultimafinalfantasy.com. You can also contact us on Twitter at UFF Podcast, as well as our contact page on our website. Be sure to subscribe and review our podcast. Your reviews may get read on the show, and look forward to the next episode of Ultima Final Fantasy. the ultimate Final Fantasy podcast.